Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another installment of Scott's Selections here for Sunday, October 4th. We're getting into today's play of the day, a quick recap of what happened yesterday. So there's a lot to recap. We gave out a play of the day on a match between the Lions and the Saints on player props. Check out that video if you have not done so before. However, late last night, there was reports that one Saints player ended up testing positive for COVID. Now they're retesting the entire team. Hopefully the game happens. I don't know. A lot of crazy stuff going on with the NFL with COVID, especially with the Patriots and Chiefs, but everyone already knows about that. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully the game's played, but nothing really we can do about it now besides wait and hope for the best in terms of COVID results. Now, for the actual bets that we had yesterday, just to recap those, we had a UFC parlay, moneyline parlay with Kenny moneyline and Todorovic on the moneyline, and both those ended up paying out at minus 122 on Fox Bet. That ended up winning. Both fighters won easily. Kenny won by decision, and Todorovic won by knockout, so easy winner there. And for college football, we ended up going 2-1. We ended up winning with Georgia State minus 1.5, which is available at minus 116 on Bet Online. We ended up winning with the Navy and Air Force under 47.5, which was available on Bet Online at minus 110. And we also ended up losing, our lone loser of the day, we ended up losing with Mississippi State minus 17, which was available at minus 110 on Fox Bet. And they lost outright to Arkansas in a pretty pathetic showing. But either or, that's the recap for yesterday. We ended up making 0.82 units on UFC. And we ended up making 0.76 units on college football. So overall, we ended up making 1.58 units. Very solid day. We're going to be looking for another profitable day here on Sunday. Now, for the play of the day, we're going to be doing something similar to what we've done in the past. We're going to be looking at the WNBA. We're going to be looking at a matchup in the WNBA Finals for Game 2 between the Storm and the Aces, and that will be taking place at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And the play of the day, we're going to be looking at the first half spread in this matchup, and we're going to be going with the Seattle Storm minus 4.5 on the first half at minus 104 on FanDuel, a time recording of 2:25 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, a couple reasons why I like the Storm in this spot. First of all, the Storm have been the best team all season. I know record-wise, the Aces were technically the 1 seed, but the Storm ended up resting a bunch of key players late in the regular season. The Storm are the best team in the league. It's not even close. If you want to actually talk about what they've done in the playoffs in terms of the first half, the Storm have played 4 playoff games. They've been leading by 5 or more at the half in all 4 of them. So they've been a great first half team. They've pretty much coasted through the first half of all 4 of their games, including Game 1 of the WNBA Finals, in which they ended up entering the break with a 17-point lead. Now, looking at Vegas, it's a little bit trickier to determine how they've been doing in the first half because of the spreads, and they're not usually being given this many points. The Aces also had the fortune of facing off against a 10-12 team in the regular season in the semifinals in the Connecticut Sun. And one thing that is worth mentioning is that even though Connecticut was 10-12 in the regular season and Vegas was 18-4 in the regular season, Vegas ended up going 0-5 in the first half spread in that series, and they're also 0-1 against the Storm, which means that in the 6 playoff games, the Aces have not covered a first half spread. To make matters worse, since they were playing a 10-12 team, out of all 6 playoff games they've had up to this point, they have been trailing at halftime in all 6 games. So they are an awful first half team. They've been trailing, not even tied. They've been losing entering the half in every game that they've had in the playoffs. And the Storm are the opposite. They've been winning by at least 5 or more. Storm are the better team. They won Game 1 by 13. Brianna Stewart at 37-15. She was nuts. Sue Bird at 16 assists. She was great as a point guard. Storm did whatever they wanted offensively. They scored 93 points. They scored at least 88 points in every playoff game so far. Really, just Vegas had no answers defensively, and I don't think they're going to be able to come up with anything to fix that. You also had Lloyd, who had 28 points as well. The team's just really good. Epiphany Prince off the bench at 11. At the end of the day, Vegas has the MVP from the season in Wilson. Brianna Stewart, in my opinion, is the best player in the league. I don't think it's really that close. But overall, you have a team that is undefeated against the spread in the first half in the WNBA playoffs versus a team that not only has failed to cover a single first half spread, but has been trailing at halftime in all 6 of their playoff games, and they were favored in the first half in 5 of them. So for that reason, I think the Storm should open up a pretty big lead in the first half based on what we've seen so far. Vegas will probably get off to a slow start as they normally do. I think the Storm will pick up where they left off offensively in the first half of Game 2 after putting up 93 in Game 1. And for that reason, the play that I once again here for Sunday, October 4th, is going to be on the Storm on the first half spread at minus 4.5, which is available on FanDuel at minus 104. That's been the installment of Scott's Selections. Good luck to all of you and respect the best today. Bye, everyone.